my new tarot channel, Happening by Chance. You might know me from my booktube channel, Mariana's Books, but I've been wanting to open a tarot exclusive channel for a while, so this is it. I will do another video to explain more about the channel. It will be all about divination, fortune telling, Marseille tarot, Italian tarot, historical tarot, but also just fun with tarot. And today, fun with tarot is much needed. I am going through a rough patch in life, emotionally, health-wise. I'm trying to escape reality as much as I can, and I can't think of a better way to do that than playing with pairs, which is what I'm going to do in this video. I have actually never done a playing with pairs video before. I'm going to do the pairing older tags BR. I think that's what it's called. I will obviously put it in the title. This was a VR that the idea was started by Meggan Rose Honey Ritual. It's a fun idea, so that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to be pairing the Da Vinci Enigma Tarot, which is, I think, by Caitlin Matthews. I am not going to bring the box because it's way back in my tarot cabinet. It's really big box, but I keep it in this pouch that I had printed with a couple of Da Vinci's works. So I will be pairing this deck, and I feel like I don't know, a lot of people might have seen this deck, but I don't see it often in TarotTube, and I don't think I've ever seen a pairing video for this deck. So I'm just going to, while I flip through some cards, I'm going to quickly talk to you about my pairing, how I pair, do I pair, etc. My main form of tarot reading, especially when it comes to reading for others, is divinatory tarot. I love divinatory fortune telling. I will talk more about it in another video. I will talk about why I feel like it's very profound, why I feel like it's very needed in these present times. Anyway, I'm not going to go into that tangent, but because of that, I do read mostly with Marseille, Italian, classic Pip tarots, and also I've been diving into fortune telling decks. I think it would be fun to do a fortune telling deck collection video because I have gathered many because I'm very interested in them. And I feel like when it comes to that type of tarot style, it's very clear. Answers are very clear. Answers are very direct. And oftentimes, if you pull out another card, it will just confuse the reading because the answers are so accurate. And if you add something else, then that's when you start becoming confused. Because of that, because of how I read, and because of the nature of fortune telling and divinatory style and cartomancy style, when I answer questions, I don't often pull more cards. When I do, they are usually from the same deck, and it will be, for instance, maybe I have like a 9x9 tableau, and maybe there is one card that is leaning towards the future, and because of the nature of the reading, sometimes I will ask the consultant, which are friends and family, like I don't read professionally yet, but so I will ask them, hey, do you want to like expand that a little bit further? So I pull a bit more cards from the same deck to expand a certain line. So I don't usually pair. Whenever I pair in those types of readings, I end up confused. The querent ends up confused. We all end up confused. So in those types of scenarios, I don't pair decks, but that doesn't mean that I don't pair. As a graphic designer who loves art, pairing is a really pleasing experience in terms of like as an aesthetic experience, as an aesthetic exploration. And I feel like when I am reading for myself, that I don't need to maybe verbalize an entire reading because I am getting the message myself. I do love pairing decks, and also when it comes to, as I said, like aesthetic exploration and creative outlet type of a thing, I kind of imagine, you know, like a stylist when they are putting together a look, an outfit, you know, it's kind of the same, just the experience of putting together a reading that is aesthetically pleasing, to put a picture on Instagram and such. And that is, I think for me, the thing about pairing is that is, yes, one part of it is the visual aspect, but then another part of it is a conceptual aspect. And I think there are some decks that I will show you today that will make that clear. So I do pair when I read for myself and when I just wanting like maybe a spread to have on my altar just to look at. Sometimes it doesn't mean anything. Sometimes it's just for the aesthetic experience in itself, and or for Instagram. So that would be like my philosophy, I guess, when it comes to pairing. I mostly pair tarot with tarot, but obviously like also oracle. I feel like I don't have as much of a wide range of oracles, and so I do get creative with tarot, and I do often prefer how that reads. In terms of how I'm going to do this video, I'm going to follow the traditional format of putting one card in the middle and then two cards in the side, just because that's perfect for video. It's easier, it's good for the frame, and it gives you an idea of how decks pair. But if I were pairing decks, I usually do like a full 3-line reading with a tarot, and then I put an extra card. Or if I am doing it just for the aesthetic experience, then after I do the reading, I would see where the placement of the oracles, how many, etc. But today I'm going to follow the traditional format because of, you know, for the video it is easier that way. So this is the Da Vinci Enigma Tarot by Caitlin Matthews. And let's just go ahead and start. I'm going to start with the oracles, and then I'm going to move on with tarot. So the first oracle that I'm going to pair with is a no-brainer. I knew this was going to be a hit, and it is the Mystical Healing Reading Cards by Ina Segal. I actually rescued this from my purgatory bags, and that is because while I love the art in these decks, which is why I got it, I have a love-hate relationship with the phrases that come in the cards. Some are amazing and others are just super toxic, and I don't know, I was like, I couldn't figure out how to modify it to cut the phrases, because I put it like this so you could see the backs, because even the backs match, but this is the style of art if you haven't seen it. And I was like trying to think how I could potentially modify it to cut the phrases, but the phrases are very much in the image, and it's not just one line. See, it's 2 lines. So if I would cut a lot of the image, and I would cut this border that looks like burnt paper. So there is I mean, of course you could modify it, it's not like there's no way, but I didn't want to do it, so I ended up putting it in my purgatory box. But you know, it's I love it. I actually took it out because I was doing it for for this video I wanted to pair, and so I took it out of my purgatory bag and I just left it out. I was like, no, yeah, I do need to I do need to use it. I do need to keep it out because it is really, really amazing. I feel like I've never done a pairing video because it looks like so much work, which it is, in terms of manipulating too many things on screen, but I don't know, it just sounded fun. I'm I'm having a hard time juggling everything. Okay, so this one says step into the unknown, and this is the 6 of earth, which is giving, and ace of water, which is water. The aces are just the element. I actually really like this reading because stepping into the unknown, into the water, this is the ace of cups. I don't know if I talked about this in a video or if I talked about this in the Discord or if I talked about this in a Zoom with friends, but the ace of cups is my stalker card because feelings and receiving are don't come naturally to me, and so stepping into the unknown with the ace of cups is just amazing. And also the giving card. In my booktube channel I did a video where I was choosing which deck to take to a trip, so I was kind of like interviewing decks, and this card and this reading reminds me a lot of the things I said there, which is about help, about giving, about my family, about support systems. So I really love this, and I'm super glad that I took it out for this video. So I'm just going to flip through just a few more cards, and I don't want to take super long. Plus there are videos, I'm sure, for both of these decks, flip throughs, walkthroughs and stuff. And yeah, so these are the backs. The deck was reminding me, you haven't shown the backs of the Da Vinci Enigma. Awful backs, hate the backs. These are the backs. These are the backs, and this is what was the name? Mystical Healing Reading Cards by Segal. I think we can all agree this is a hit. I already knew it was going to be. Okay, so this is going to be interesting because I remembered that this deck had a more orangey hue. These are sketches, clearly, which is why I love this deck, that they are not paintings but sketches. I think it's so unique. And there are some that have like this orangey warmer hue, but then there are others that have like this more like black and white, more like this, and then there are others that have this almost like yellow undertone. So it's going to be interesting to see the decks that I picked, because I was thinking in terms of the orangey hue that I remembered. But okay, so the next oracle I'm going to use is I keep it in this pouch, but it's actually a new acquisition. It's not going to fit on screen. I have the Spanish version because the English version is out of print. It's called Angel Blessings by Kimberly Marroney, and this is, I think in English is the same box. So the cards look like this. Hold on a second. So these are the beautiful backs. It's just clouds, and it's a art oracle, so I thought it would fit really nicely. And it has a keyword in the bottom and the name of the angel in the top. Actually, I don't want to go into that tangent, but I do have a lot to say about this in terms of like the angels, because I don't get the whole angel thing. I don't know where they take the names of the angels from. Clearly, it's not the Bible, right? So where are they taking the names of the angels from? Because there are studies about it and everything, people who study it, but what are they studying? Where are they taking the names from? It's like a genuine question. I'm super curious about it. So usually I'm not into the whole angel thing, because I'm like, but where are you, where does it come from? And I feel like my snobby tendencies sometimes limit me from just enjoying something, because I'm like, but why, but where are the sources, and I want to kind of like break that. I was very inspired by one of Janaki's latest videos, where she was talking about oracle, and she was like, I don't know what this means, but like I'm just vibing with it. I was very inspired with that video, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to vibe with the angel stuff. Also, I mean, I just bought this because of the art, but I thought, you know what, also I'm going to vibe with the angel stuff. So if I end up having more to say about that, I can make a video about it. See, this is my problem. This is why my videos are so long, because instead of flipping through cards while I talk and then I flip through cards. It's just a lot of multitasking. It's very, very difficult. So, but that's why it ends up being so long. So, okay, I think I'm getting the hang of it. So as you can see, this is all different art styles. So there is no, like, there's some medieval stuff, some Renaissance stuff, some like 15th century, 16th century, 17th century, 18th, 19th century, just like all kinds of art. I really adore it. I think it's amazing. I love the keywords, and again, if you've seen videos of me before, you know that my favorite oracles have just one single keyword, so that works really, really well with me. And the best part for me is that in the guidebook, at the end of the guidebook, it has a bibliography. It has all the sources for the images. So if you like one of the paintings, you can check the guidebook and it will tell you which painting it is, which artist it comes from, and I like this color palette with, yeah, definitely goes. This one definitely goes as well. I really love it. So this one is the Angel Blessings Oracle by Kimberly Marroney. Okay, the next oracle I'm going to do is one that has been an unexpected good pair for every deck. I swear, it's one of those oracles that goes with everything, and it is the Angel Kindness cards by Teresa Kogut. I think it's a mass market deck. Every deck that I have shown is mass market. The only problem with the blessings one is that it's out of print, but it's mass market. The other one, everything I've shown is mass market. Enjoy, because I also have a lot of indie decks coming forward. So this is the Angel Kindness cards, and they are just really sweet, that have this kind of like Americana type of art. See, I'm messing everything. Okay, is it in frame? Yes. Okay, so this is just like there is an angel in the front, and then in the back it has a quote. So I guess it either goes, right? Like, you could use a quote or you could use the angel. And the reason why this has paired so well with so many of my decks is because of the color scheme. So I wasn't expecting it, but see, this one is very blue, but usually it's more like in the orangey brown golden kind of tones or these types of tones, like yellowy, but yellowy in like an oil painting kind of way. I don't know if these are all oil or what's the medium that she uses, but you know, like a painting sort of way. It goes with almost everything that I have, because most of my decks have brown, golden, ochre energy. I do like either historical decks or art decks mostly. So, you know, most of them have these brown, gold vibe going on. And so it pairs so well with so many of my decks. Plus, I really love it. The art is very nostalgic. I mentioned in a video where I showed this. I'm going to see if I can download some of the videos that I uploaded to BookTube so that I can upload them to this channel, so you can see the videos that I had done before. When I showed this in a deck haul, I mentioned that this is very nostalgic art style for every person who had a cross-stitch mom, because every cross-stitch mom in the 90s was obsessed with this type of Americana type of art. And see, it goes so well, right? You wouldn't expect it, but it's funny because I mentioned that in a video, and someone in that video commented and told me, oh, she actually does cross stitch, like the creator of the deck. And if you go on her Etsy store, she has a lot of cross stitch stuff. And I was like, I knew it. This aesthetic is very much cross stitch. And I was talking about how nostalgic it is for me. Love this oracle. I am so glad that I bought it. And it is the Angel Kindness cards, which is a mass market, but you can also buy on her Etsy website, on her Etsy store. I feel like that was a very mom thing to say. Etsy website. Anyway, yes. Love it. Okay, so I don't want to make this super long, but I have like a gazillion decks just lying next to me, and I was going to start skipping decks so that it wasn't so long, but I'm going to show you. I don't want to skip them. So another oracle that I wanted to try with this deck is these are the backs. And it is the Mary Magdalene Oracle. And hold on, let me show you the box. It's this one, the Mary Magdalene Oracle by Meggan Watterson. And I thought this might go because it has this vintage paper sort of look. And the colors very much go. Yeah, I think they go, right? I think they go pretty nicely. And I don't know, I think the Da Vinci Enigma has a lot of religious undertones, because, I mean, you know, Leonardo da Vinci, he was painting a certain time period in history where artists painted a lot of religious type of things. They were painting saints, they were painting stuff from the Bible, and so the theme fits. Oh, this oracle is also so good. I love this. Okay, twins, which are the lovers, right? Love card from the allegory of Marseille. Lovers for me is about love. It's not about choice, it's about love. As my Marseille teacher says, it's in the name of the card, and there is a lover, because in Marseille it's a lover, right? And she's like, there is a lover about to get married, and the title of the card is lover. Of course it's about love, it's in the title. Anyway, so for me, it's about love, it's about commitment. So if you have testimony, love is stronger than death. And you have the love card. and then the page of earth or water. I did modify it to make it more. I crossed out some of the cards to put my own correspondences. I think in this case the page of earth is what's calling to me, because it's like getting to work, right, with like the community, the commitment. And it's just, this deck is very much, I feel like, for the socially conscious religious person. It's just amazing, the deck, and I think it does go pretty well with this one. I'm glad I didn't skip this one. So this is the Mary Magdalene Oracle by Meggan Watterson. Yes, Watterson. The final oracle I'm going to try out is also a religious one, and it is a French mass market called Les Saints Protecteurs. So the Protector Saints, it's literally just saint cards, but it's so beautiful. I found it on Amazon in discount, and I was so happy because I follow a lot of French tarot tubers, and I saw it in the channel of one of them, and it's they have so many amazing decks, and so I'm always hunting them down when they are in discount. The backs of the cards have a prayer to the saint, and these are the fronts. They are really beautiful because because they are, but also they have gold foiling. I don't know if you can catch that, kind of. So there are a lot of details. So the staff has gold foiling. The what's the circle thing called in English? And then the border has foil, but it's not gilded in the edges, which is amazing. Like, if you're going to put gold in your deck, just do gold accents, don't gild the edges, please. And I thought this would look really beautiful together. Obviously this is a different type of oracle, right? So it's not, you like, it would have a different type of use. I am actually still trying to kind of figure out how I would use this deck. I have been pairing it with Marseille, but mostly in like an aesthetic way, not necessarily in terms of meaning. Oh, I did pair it with the Emblematic Chromate the other day, and it looks really, really beautiful. So yeah, I think it looks beautiful. It's not my favorite from the oracles that I have tried. I feel like the first 3 oracles that I showed went better with the deck than this one, but it doesn't look bad, right? It doesn't look bad. So this is Les Saints Protecteurs by Trajectoire Edition. They have amazing box sets. I think they are the same that print the Marseille weight, which in my opinion has nothing to do with Marseille, but that's neither here nor there. So yeah, that's this one. Those are all the oracles that I'm going to try out. I hope the lighting is still good. Kinda. Okay, it's kind of dark. Hold on a second. Did that help? Maybe a little. Okay, I don't want to turn on the full light in my room because I feel like it's going to throw a glare and it's not going to look good. So we'll just hope that the clouds dissipate and the sun comes out again. Yeah, these are all the oracles that I have. So I'm going to move on to tarot, and I'm going to start with tarot that have oracle sized cards, and I'm going to start with a personal favorite of mine, which is Daydreaming in Situ, which is a collage deck. So I'm going to put this in the middle. Okay, so remember, this is also an aesthetic experience. So as you can see, I'm just like pulling cards. Do we like this? I kind of like this, but it's not my super favorite, but I do like it. Okay, this is one where I don't necessarily like it on a visual level, but I do like it on a conceptual level, and I'm going to tell you why. I think it's because this one also feels religious. I don't know why, but to me, I consider this one of my religious decks. It's really not. I don't know what it is about it. I feel it's the way it speaks. It's the way it speaks, and obviously because it uses a certain style of art, that it just feels very biblical to me, and because it's art, because it's a little bit messy, I do like it conceptually, but I don't love it on an aesthetic level. So let's move on to our next one. Okay, the next one might be a bit out there, maybe my next choice, but I want to see how it looks. I keep it in this box because it didn't come with a box, but with a leather pouch, and it is, these are the bags. It's the Serpent and Peacock Art Edition. I think it might be in order because I haven't used it, because I'm not going to go into it. I'm just going to flip through cards. So I thought, because these two are kind of like unique art decks, obviously a very different type of art. No, it's not in order necessarily. I kind of, right? Kind of. Sorry, I didn't notice that. It kind of works, maybe. I think I like it better than the Daydreaming in Situ, but I don't like it better than the oracles that I tried. In terms of aesthetic, right? Let's see, like Knight of Earth, Four of Cups, Page of Water or of Earth, depending. I think if I were to read with this pairing, it would be a bit of a thinker. It's not one of those that immediately jumps at you. So I feel like what I'm getting from this is that I need to use this deck. I find a way around my issues with it and use it because I love it. But it's not necessarily the best pairing, but also it's not the worst. I think this is not the best day to film because there's a lot of noise. I guess I'll find out if it's a terrible noise. Just ignore that noise that you are hearing, please. I'm so sorry. I'm so bummed. I wanted to film today. Anyway, okay. So for the next tarot decks that I want to do, I'm going to put the Da Vinci Enigma in the center, in like the oracle spot. And then I'm going to put the other tarots in the side. So I'm going to start with a random one because I had already mentioned it. And it is one of my favorites, is the tarot Emblematic by Urania Press. I love Urania Press decks. I have two, but I feel like in terms of design, she just has such a good eye. Okay, so just in first impressions, I love it. I honestly think the Emblematic can do no wrong. And I think it would go with so many of my decks. But I love it. Actually, hold on, let me put this back. The way I read with the Chromata is with the emblems. Not so much with the... I don't pay attention to the card, like what card it is, or to the phrases. It is the emblem and it is the trials. Okay. I feel like the cards are picking up on my energy of pairing this with religious stuff. But it's just like, the trials, but suffering brings you the crown and the prizes. It's giving suffer on earth so you can have rewards in heaven. Like, that's what this reading is giving, which I don't subscribe to that thought. Okay, just to put it out there, I don't think it's fair to ask people to suffer on earth so they can find joy in heaven. I feel like that's a discourse invented by people in power so that they can keep the poor people poor and they don't complain, because eventually they will go to heaven. But that's what this reading is giving. So let's move on to a nicer. Thank you so much, cards. That's not nice at all. It's just, I feel like it's just trials. Oh my god. Okay, so it doesn't want to play nice, right? This doesn't want to play nice. It's very much like, let's go, the blade, the trials, the fight. What else does it have for us? This looks straight up like a torture device. This looks, again, ready for battle. This one is like very, oh my god, like I don't even want to go there at the moment. This temperance is particularly aggressive. You have, this is broken, this is the, I feel, okay, these two are not here to play. These two are like, let's go, life is a battle. But all that aside, I love this pairing. They are speaking, they are talking together, they are communicating with each other, they are communicating with me, and they look beautiful together. Loving this pairing. In terms of tarot, so far, this is the best. Okay, now let's go to a softer deck. I keep it in this pouch because it came to me this way. This was sent to me by Vivi at Pure Red Velvet, and it is the beautiful Rebellion Tarot, which I think you can get on Make Playing Cards. This is one of those like pre-Raphaelite decks. These are the backs, and these are the fronts. I feel like this, at least at the moment, this is going to be purely for the look, purely for aesthetic. I don't know how much they are going to speak. The color palette does go beautifully. Actually, see, look, this looks really, really beautiful. You have the flower sketches and the softness of this art, the color palette. Yeah, in terms of how it looks, this looks really beautiful. I'm actually struggling with the beautiful Rebellion. Not for the reason most people say, because I have seen people say they struggle with it because they don't necessarily see the relation of the meanings. For me, it's more because I feel like it's just a collection of people. So it's really hard to read because it's just like people, but it has like no particular symbol, no allegory, no nothing. So it's kind of like okay, redhead lady, redhead lady, redhead lady. What is this telling me? And for me, that I mostly do open reading, and yeah, I like some cards like this one are a bit more, they speak a bit more, but see, like, you know, aesthetically I think it does work. Not necessarily my favorite, but it does work. It's not as exciting to me as the Chromata was. So, you know, moving on. Okay, so another art deck that I wanted to try, that is one of my absolute favorites. I love this deck so much. It's the Noisy Museum Tarot by Greenwitch. You can get this one on Game Crafters. And I just have a feeling about this one. I hope it doesn't disappoint, because I have a feeling that it's going to be great pairing, and I would like for it to be, because I love this deck. So in terms of aesthetically, it looks beautiful, right? This one looks very beautiful. Let's keep I was going to say scrolling. Let's keep, what is it called? Let's keep going through decks, through cards, I mean. Okay. I was going to turn it around, but let's just, so it looks beautiful. As I said, this is not necessarily how I would read. Like, I would do maybe a full reading with a Noisy Museum, and then maybe pull one from the Da Vinci Enigma, or maybe do a full reading with the Da Vinci Enigma and then a full reading with the Noisy Museum, maybe like a three card situation. That's, I think, what I would do. But as I said, like, for purposes of the video, this very much gives you an idea of how it looks, how it works, and I do think I do really enjoy it. I do really enjoy it. I like it much more than the Beautiful Rebellion. Like, both in terms of how it looks, but also just in general, I do enjoy this deck more. Yeah, so this is just an art collage. I do love it. I do think this is one of my favorite art decks that I own, if not my favorite. So I think 100% this one works. Let's move on to another one, because I still have a few and I don't want to make this much longer. Let's move on to historical pip decks, and the first one that immediately came to mind is my favorite tarot of all time, which is the Visconti Sforza. So I could try a mini, because I feel that would be easier and it would fit on screen, but I kind of want to try the Pierpont Morgan. That's my favorite version of the Visconti Sforza. The cards are super slippery, so let's see how it works. I don't think they will fit in the screen, but I don't care. I'll just do it like that. Okay, so I'm going to say yes because I love the Visconti Sforza, and in terms of, like, you know, historical pairing, this is a very similar time period. So on that level, it works. So I recently read the biography of Catherine Sforza. It's called The Tigress of Forli by, I don't remember. And she is the granddaughter of Bianca Maria Visconti. Bianca Maria Visconti is this lady that comes with the Pierpont Morgan. She was part of the Visconti family. She married Francesco Sforza, and it is thought that, like, one of the theories is that one of the Visconti decks was commissioned for their wedding. So I recently read the biography of her granddaughter, and she actually met Leonardo da Vinci. She was around for Leonardo da Vinci's time. So I feel like in terms of, the historical period, this one fits perfectly. I mean, it's not necessarily my favorite on an aesthetic level, I think, but I'm not going to say that because it feels like sacrilege, even though it doesn't have to be, because they have nothing to do with each other. But I don't want to insult my favorite tarot ever, so I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to move on to the next one. Okay, I'm going to do two more. Two more. Because this has been super long. I feel like I have been filming for over an hour, but I do want to try another Visconti. This is one of my minis. I have a lot of Visconti Sforza editions, and this is one of my minis, and the reason why I want to try this one is because it has white borders, and I feel like because of that it might work a little better. Okay, I was going to say I'm never going to forgive Los Scarabeo that they didn't remove the names from the sides. I feel like they have done that with a lot of their decks, and I don't know why they haven't done it with the Visconti Sforza, but actually this font kind of goes with that font, so in that sense, it could kind of maybe work. Okay, so I love the Visconti Sforza, but I think I'm trying too hard to make it work, and I don't think it necessarily works. The Visconti Sforza works beautifully with a lot of tarot. For instance, the beautiful Rebellion that we saw earlier looks beautiful with the Pierpont Morgan. But I feel like maybe this one not so much. So I'm going to do one final Italian historical deck, and I'm going to leave it at that. So this final one I am very excited about in terms of time period. It is the Budapest Tarot by Tarot Sheet Revival. This is from the 16th century in Italy. So again, closer to Da Vinci than the other decks that we have seen. It is one of my favorite decks that I own. It's an amazing reader. It's super fiery. So this one, I think it goes because of, like, historically to me it makes sense, and that just makes it go together, whether they go together aesthetically or not. Now, this is a good example where I would not do this format, right? I mean, the previous one as well with the Visconti. I wouldn't read it like this because this middle card interrupts the flow of the let's try something. I feel like it can fit on screen, because I feel like I would do at least a 3-card line, at least, plus the card of the Da Vinci. I think I would do a 3-card for the Da Vinci and 3-card for the Budapest, which is what I have done previously when I have paired it with other Marseille or Italian classic tarot decks. So this is more similar to something that I would do. So I would do like the 3-card reading and then on top of it 1 card, or 3 cards from the Da Vinci, but it doesn't fit. Like this might be like the theme of the reading, and then this is the reading. So again, on an aesthetic level, it doesn't necessarily go right. Oh, these are the backs of the Budapest. This is going to be even harder to do. Wait, okay, never mind. You get the idea, right? I feel like this is a sign of you need to stop, you need to go eat. I just want to show you the Knight of Wands because it's such a cool knight, and it's such a cool deck. So I feel like that's where I'm going to stop. This is a good place. Why am I still pulling cards? I don't know what I'm looking for. I don't know. Okay, so I do like it in terms of conceptually and historically. It makes sense. And then finally, so I'm not going to show you anymore. There's one historical Italian that I have used with the Da Vinci Enigma, and it does work well, but it's currently stuck somewhere, put away somewhere, I don't know where, because I am soaping it, so I am not using it, and I don't know where it is, so I didn't bring it with me. I'm just going to leave it here, and I hope you have enjoyed this. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe. We are going to have fun with tarot here. If you like historical tarot, if you like Marseille, Italian, and all those good stuff, if you like art, tarot, art decks, if you like divination, if you like fortune telling, doing readings, fun tags, subscribe. You are going to have fun here. So again, this is happening by chance. I am Mariana. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you soon-ish with another video. And as always, I wish you happy reading, whether that be cards, books, or however form of reading you prefer.